So Tyrod Taylor is going to start for the Texans.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've gone against him a time or two before, but what do you think is a key against him in particular?
Tyrod's a good player. You know, when he was in Buffalo early in my career, went against him a lot and whatnot. Uh, good quarterback can throw. You know, dual threat. He, obviously, his running the capability and stuff like that. Veteran quarterback in his league. You know, then seen every defense and seen every coverage and seen every type of scheme thrown at him. So, I know for a fact probably that Houston is glad to have him back, and yeah, he's a good quarterback.
With his scrambling ability, how much does that put you guys in a uncomfortable spot because he can sort of cheat and get those extra yards?
It affects you. It affects you because you always got to make sure the quarterback is accounted for and stuff like that. You know, but I think what benefits is we have played against quarterbacks like that this season that have scramble capability. So you know, uh, we kind of know in the sense of like from a defensive schematic standpoint, okay, what'll put us in a bind, what won't, and stuff like that. So, like every other week, it's gonna be a 60-minute game.
I wanted to ask you about the run defense. You guys, since Raekwon Diggs came back, with the exception of Josh Allen's big run, you guys have been tightening up against the run defense. What has been the difference that wasn't there early in the season?
Um, uh, I think we just honed in as a defense, and just started, just really honing in as a defense. Fixing some things and just been playing better run defense and stuff like that. So I think it's all 11 whoever's on the field defensively type job. And whatnot. So yeah.
Landon, as a captain, and I wouldn't ask you specifically what it is, that's private, but are there things that you would suggest to Flo or that you have suggested over the last few weeks to try to right the ship, whether it's a change in routine, bringing in inspirational speaker, anything at all, or the changes you privately suggest to Flo?
Uh, in like what way? What you mean?
In terms of, maybe we change the practice routine, maybe we do this a little differently on Thursday or Friday, anything at all that you feel like, because of your experience, knowledge, and role as a captain, that you can privately go to Flo and say, how about we do things this way, just my idea. Do you feel comfortable doing that? Do you do it?
I think as leaders, we had them conversations and stuff like that. So I think that's in every club, though. You know, in my previous employment, we did the same thing. So I think that's just like a regular routine, just as a leader and a captain in the building, stuff like that.
You go back with Flo longer than most of the people here.
Mm-hmm.
So what has this type of adversity been like for him?
Personally, I think that's a flow question. Like, I mean, I can't.
In terms of what you've seen him, how he's responded to it.
I mean, how he responded to me is he coming in each week, working on what we need to get better at. He putting us in good position as a football team to go out there and be successful and stuff like that. And you know, I'm not speaking for him, but I don't see him hanging his head. I don't see him this and that. I just see him trying to fix problems and coming in each week ready to work, just like he expect us to.
Landon, unless I'm wrong, this is your sixth year in the NFL. In your first 5 years, you never played on a team that won less than 10 games.
Yeah.
So how difficult has this been, different in dealing with a situation where the team has a record it has?
I mean, you don't want to be in the situation, but just because I have been in the situation, I use it as a learning experience. As a leader, how can you lead if you ain't never been through something? Just like growing up, a lot of adversity. I didn't have a lot of schools calling me, going to college and, 6th-round pick and stuff. So if you ain't never went through it, how you gonna know how to move when adversity hits you? So I just take it as from a leader standpoint of just each week being there for my guys, learning from the adversity, and one thing about leadership, you got to be willing to learn as well, and learn from others, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So that's what, you know, it's teaching me on a personal level.
I say Xavier too because like him, you guys are both Houston guys, Houston area. Did you grow up a Texans fan? He said he grew up a Cowboys fan.
Nah, I didn't grow up neither one.
Okay.
Nah.
So who'd you cheer for? Who'd you root for?
Nah, when I was growing up, I was a Philadelphia Eagle. Yeah, it's kind of funny because that's the team I lost to in the Super Bowl. So it's kind of, me and my dad always joke around about it. But nah, I didn't grow up a Houston or Dallas fan.
So how do you become an Eagles fan?
I liked it, Donovan McNabb, black quarterback, stuff like that. A lot of people afraid to say that, but I'm not afraid to say. I was going for him because he was a black quarterback. Then I kind of just fell in love with that organization.
Were you around a lot of Cowboys fans, division rivals?
Yeah, like all my family, they Cowboy fans and whatnot, stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, it's Texas. Like that's most of what it is, Cowboy fans. Because I think Houston came in like 02, 03, but it was like the Oilers there at first. So you still got a lot of Oilers fans.
I wanted to ask you. You mentioned something earlier that if you never went to university, you learned from this leadership experience.
Yeah.
What have you learned? What have you picked up? Maybe.
You know, I picked up a lot. You know, even from you know, like I said about flow standpoint, like ain't no head hanging, ain't no this, ain't no that. Like we gonna get better. We gonna get better as a team. You know, a lot of people may look at the record and say, oh, that is their season done, but like they need to really start watching film because if you look at the games, like we're getting better as a team, as an overall team. You know, and the average fan wouldn't understand that, you know, because they just looking at the game, they don't really know what they're looking at. But if you really a football person, like you say, and you really like know the game, and if you look at the game and not look at like certain stuff, like you'll be like, man, like this team is getting better, and we getting better each week and stuff like that. So.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.